This one is hideous, right? And then the other option. I think it's about time that I need a new logo. The current one, look at it. It just doesn't cut it anymore. And I thought, let's do it properly this time because I can't draw. So let's hire real designers on Fiverr and let's see what we can do with it. Overall, I paid $180 for 4 different designs just to get a little bit variety of designs to pick from. And I thought, what kind of design could we use in general so that it represents Morningfame well? And of course, can you guess? Here it is, my only decoration piece that I have. A DIY rocket, a present from my sister, which is of course based on something important. Morningfame users can remember, especially in the beginning, some features here are still locked because Morningfame gathers the data and it takes some time until the reports get available. So when you have this unlock screen here ready, then you can activate the feature and look at that. Now comes the fun part. Let's go over to Fiverr. All I did actually is to search for logo design over here, something like that. It took me a while longer to find out what kind of designs I really like. Vintage logo designs, modern logo designs, all that. I searched about it and these are the gigs that I found in the end. Here we have Strong Day Art, $60, and I really like this design. I mean, look at it. It's really beautifully hand-drawn design. That's what I cannot do. That's the very reason why I'm going to Fiverr, right? Next up, we had a designer who is not on Fiverr anymore, unfortunately, but I was looking for a little bit a more modern design. So you can look up Polygonal design is Polygonal design. Polygonal? Polygonal design, yeah? Can be a try, worth a try, because who knows what comes out of it. A rocket in this design would look really great, right? Alright, next up we have Ikra designers, a little cheaper designer here, but he does really nice modern logos and that's also what I would be looking for. So I had him. And finally, really great, look at that here. USA Masalim. Also a little bit, I would say a medium range price, but I really love this design. Alright, we have 4 designers who can all design the rocket for us and let's see what we get out of it. The more pricey designer, Strong Day Art, well with him, it was really smooth, really great. I mean with $60, not really pricey, you know, but you can really tell that you invest a little bit more money here. He contacted me shortly after I hired him with the finished design. Was really looking good. Look at that. He was, by the way, the only person who followed my suggestion to make 2 rockets. One here on the left for large logos with more details. Here you see the lines here. And then one with less details that I can use for small avatars. Really great. And overall a great design, right? He showed me that he also followed my guidelines exactly. Really great to see that they do it to a T. And then with the yellow circle, so I know a little bit more in context because I will obviously add that later. So how it looks then. Remember, I hired Rubaika Design to get a polygonal design. She really did a great job at that. Again, she's not on Fiverr anymore, unfortunately. This is the finished design. Well, I expected a little bit more fancy logo or something. So, well, let's see what I can do out of it. But by the way, it's interesting to see here. She gave me a few other designs like this one. This one is hideous, right? Anyway, no one would ever really do that in this way. But here you see, this is really looking fancy, right? It's interesting to see like how you frame the design. Really makes a big difference. I would never print my logo like this with golden color on a velvet business card or something like that. But just this kind of design, same drawing, makes it so much nicer, right? But this is not the context I will be using this logo, so it's nice to see. But the original design here, this is what I need to use. Next up we have Ikra designers, and you know I sent this whole package of instructions how to design the rocket, right? But then tell me, name of logo. I just told him it's everything attached, just have a look at the instructions. But let's see what kind of design I will be getting with this communication, I don't know. So we have this one here. Well, yeah, not so bad. And then the other option, I couldn't use that as a logo, right? It looks like a free library of image art that you can get on the internet. Well, obviously, I chose this one to go forward with. But I realized, I mean, a logo should be perfect, right? And here, this line on the side is a little bit, the drawing is a little bit sloppy. So I asked him, since I get unlimited revisions, I marked here this line and I asked him to redraw this line. This is what I got back. Let me switch again. Here. 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 See that? He didn't change anything. I actually didn't realize that until now filming the video, so I proceeded with that and of course realized that what I wanted to have is not to have the flame here overlapping with the hexagon. So I asked him, please remove this, shorten this a little bit so it fits into the hexagon. And here's what I got. See the difference? He just cut it off like here. If you look at the drawing, it's really a simple way to solve that. I mean, I pay not much money, right? But just a few lines, you could redraw them. But then I thought like, I don't know. By the way, this is what I meant. Usually these designs have unlimited revisions. Yeah, these unlimited revisions are not followed by everyone really as you would expect, I would say. So be careful about that. Certainly make sure that you get like different initial concepts so that you have something to pick from. He said he will give me 3. He only gave me 2. But anyway, at least I got a half decent design out of it for 30 bucks. So I'm okay with that. Alright, and finally we have USA Masalin or Yusa Masalim. He did a really great job in the process like you would expect. And he's even one of the cheaper ones. So it's not about the price. So here you see our conversation. He came back to me with 3 different designs like he offered in the gig. So perfect. And obviously not all the designs are to my taste. It's a lot about taste, right? But this is the first design. Here we have the second and the third. Alright, this is a great start. Now it's my job to pick the best one I like the best we could move forward with. And my decision was not this one, but this one. This is also a little bit too simple. So this one was most to my liking. This flame doesn't really look so nice, so I asked him to redraw this part, but the rest is quite good. Alright, here is the final design. Not too bad, right? This flame is really nice designed. The only issue though, we don't have much space for the flame, so this would overlap the hexagon in my design. But I already asked him to redraw the whole flame, and quite frankly, this whole design, although it is good, it's not really to my taste. So I thought, why give him more work to do if I wouldn't use this design in the end anyway? But well, here we go, good job. Alright, now, drum roll, here are the finished designs. Now all rocket designs are ready, have a look here, they are all together. This was, by the way, the original that I gave them as a reference, and there are 4 different rockets which I can use as a logo now. As you see, I added my hexagon, a little bit of a white border where it's appropriate and a shadow, so all the logos are in the same design. Doesn't look bad, right? But which one can I use as a logo? I add numbers here. Please let me know what you think in the poll here. But then again, I thought this kind of black and white design is a little bit too dull in a sense. Maybe I can do more with these logos. So what I did is add a little bit color. So these are the original designs and here we go, the color. Looks nicer now, right? And by the way, we must not forget that these logos are not only for the big website, but also as small avatars anywhere on social media. So I added those smaller avatars here for your reference. With the color now, does it change your opinion? What kind of logo is the best one? Let's do another poll. Here are the numbers again. Here you go. What do you think? I quite frankly have to say I can't decide. I have my favorites. I wouldn't tell you because that would skew the result of the poll. I look forward to the results in the polls here in the cards, and of course let me know in the comments if you have any thought about what kind of logo design should I use, because yeah, I don't know. I will heart those comments where an interesting thought, additional thought that I didn't mention in this video here is added to our discussion. So you can follow up on that if you want to engage with the good thoughts that are added in the comments. And then of course everything will be updated. Channel avatar, channel banner, Morningfame early access banner, and all the material, the homepage of course. I really look forward to give this whole thing a new overhaul, making it look a little bit more modern in times where this product is already established, loved by many users. The design should reflect that. All right, thank you, my friends. See ya. I promised you a hack how to find out just the right designer for your design, because certainly there's so much choice on Fiverr. It's really a drag to find out the right designer for your job. But I found out. Look at that. Here we have Strong Day Art, who really did a great job at this design, for example. So I can expect something similar. But you never know these designs. Do they tell the full story of the designer's skill set? What I found out in hindsight, and I recommend you to do that in advance, is if you look at the profile of that designer, they are oftentimes offering many different gigs, not just the one that you will be ordering. And here in this case, he has a little bit more pricey gig, which has such incredible designs. Look at that. Impressive, right? Really street art, graffiti, kind of in that range, tattoo. I mean, that really tells us he can draw well. And although this is a little bit more pricey design, and obviously such detail I don't need in my logo, a logo should be plain and simple, right? That tells me he is really skilled at hand drawing. I hired him for the cheaper gig where I don't expect that much detail, but I know he is skilled at drawing, and that is the right person to choose from. So always have a look at the profile page of the designers to see with the different gigs, to really see what kind of skill set they have and if they are the right person for your job.